Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sharjah Research and Technology Park. First and foremost, I would like to welcome everyone here at the park in our first Technology Tech Tuesday evening. This will be an ongoing program in the park to promote innovation and promote entrepreneurship and promote technology development in Sharjah, working hand in hand with government, academia, and private sector. The Sharjah Research and Technology Park is a brainchild of His Highness the Ruler of Sharjah, who saw education to be the real differentiator for the Emirates of Sharjah. We pride ourselves to have the biggest education ecosystem in the country. We have 22 universities surrounding us here, more than 45,000 students, 2,000 PhDs, all in one place. We believe that this is really a real differentiator to make Sharjah a hub for innovation. And our role is really to tie in the various parts for this, enabling young people, scholars, faculties, entrepreneurs to really co-innovate and really produce technologies, science. So I tell people Sharjah Research and Technology Park is about three things. One, development of talents and entrepreneurs. Two, development of science and technology. And three, creating and designing ventures. Our bottom line really is to create companies, to enrich companies and to create economic impact. Today's event, an example of what SRTIP strive to promote and have. I'm very proud today to share with you a fascinating story from Sharjah, a fascinating success story from Sharjah, by and from Sharjah. Today we host Mr. Mohammed Al-Musharrakh and Mr. Sarmad, who are the co-founders of a company called Tawsil. I remember when I spoke to them nearly 4 years ago, and it was an idea. They asked me to invest, and I did the wrong decision by not investing in this company. But hopefully, in the going future, I will not miss another opportunity like this. Their story is amazing. I hope you will find their story inspiring to all of you to create similar activities and similar success, inshallah, in the future. The government of the UAE basically save no efforts to provide you with all the support, with all the guidance, with all the enablers to make you really make it and to make you really, excel and grow in this fascinating country. We are very lucky to be in the UAE, to be able to have visionary leaders, fantastic infrastructure, great enablers for all of us to make it happen. So thank you very much for being here. This is an ongoing session that we will have throughout the year. Every Tuesday we will have a technology day, and we will have also other events. So I will hand over the mic to Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Sarmad to basically introduce Tawsil. The session today will be 1 hour. Their presentation will take around 20 minutes, and then there will be a little bit of discussion, and then we will allow question and answer. And I hope you enjoy the session. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for everybody. I'll sit down better. All right. My name is Sarmad Al-Zajjali, the co-founder of Tawsil Delivery Services. Thank you, Mr. Hussein, for the introduction and the nice words about Tawsil. Definitely the next venture, you have to invest with us. And my co-founder and my friend and my confidant, as well as my mentor, let's say we are same age, even though I look older, Mohammed Al-Musharrakh. We started multiple ventures actually together. We go back, friends since the 90s maybe, but our business relationship started maybe in 2012. And one thing we did is we started a business, and we thought this will be the biggest thing that we're going to do, right? And not always the first venture is the main venture or the only venture that you're going to succeed in. Today, talking about Tawsil, it is one of our most successful ventures that we have done together. We had zero clue of logistics. We had zero clue of delivery service. We had no knowledge on what to charge and what's the business model is. But the only thing we knew that, and we believed that there was a gap in the market and there was a problem in the market, and we needed to fix it, and we need to put a solution in there. As soon as we find a solution, you can turn that into business, then you can start making money and making it to a level where, while you're asleep, you're making money. So we wanted to reach that point. We had that vision, we had that eagerness and fire to do it. Believe it or not, the way we started Tawsil, we were discussing it, me and Muhammad, the next morning, without me telling him or without him talking to me, he was at the economic department booking the name of the company, and I was at Honda buying our first 2 bikes with no information between us. He calls me like, where are you? I'm like, at Honda. He's like, what are you doing? I'm buying 2 bikes. Where are you? I'm in the economic department. What should we call the company? So it was, that synergy was there. So I always believe any venture or anyone wants to get into entrepreneurship, always have a good co-founder with you. Always make sure that there is 2 or 3 brains that actually can put information and knowledge on the table. And that was the history. We started with only 2 bikes. We had no clue where to go. So we were basically doing our own marketing, our own sales, our own network, talking to people. Eventually we moved from 2 to 4 to 20 to 30 to 100 to 200. Today we're talking about plus 600 bikes. We're talking about a fleet of cars as well. We're talking about few projects that we are very proud of. One of them, which is, we are the exclusive dealer of, can you hear? Yeah, okay. Which is, we are the exclusive delivery partner for Ministry of Health. So that was a huge leap for us, and it's very difficult to work with the government, especially at the minister level. And we have done it, and alhamdulillah, we are moving very rapidly with them, and our partnership with them, it's huge. Coming to the point that today, we're not only in Sharjah, even though we started from Sharjah, and we are so proud of doing this in Sharjah and finding the problem in Sharjah and solving it. Today we have our branches going all the way from Al-Qawain, Ajman, Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Riyadh in KSA. So to take those kind of steps, it's honestly, I would say, maybe if Muhammad was talking to me 4 years ago and telling me, let's go to Riyadh, I'll say yes, maybe we'll go to Umrah, or we'll go for vacation or something. Going there and having a business was probably a dream 4 years ago. But alhamdulillah, you move forward, you go into spaces that you really doubt yourself, right? But then you have to have that kind of a fire and endless hours of work, and make sure that you push all the way to the end, even, and basically not all the time you're right. You're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna lose money, you're gonna cause problems, but eventually is how you get out of it, how you learn from it, and how you move to the next steps. So our story, in a short, time, we always say, we're so proud that we only started with 2 bikes. People will say, wow, this is, like a Cinderella story or an overnight success. But trust me, it's called an overnight sleepless nights success. We had so many sleepless nights to get to this point and to this level that we are talking about. We moved so rapidly now. Our team is basically headhunted, so we don't actually just hire anyone on board the Tawsil anymore. We go headhunt the right people for the right purpose to take us to the next level. So yeah, I mean, we always hear that internationally, right? Oh, this company started, now they are, something big or something huge. But trust me, even in Sharjah, you can go to that level and you can succeed that far, because again, infrastructure is there. The possibilities are there. The easiness of how to do business is right there. And maybe later on we'll talk about a new venture. As soon as we saw this building, me and Muhammad decided that we need to think about a new idea, and we should have an office here. And we just did, I think last month, in December, we just did a new office here in Sharjah, Research and Technology Park. I'll send the mic to Mohammed because my voice might be annoying, so Mohammed, you take over.
Thank you, Sarmad. First of all, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Hussein Al-Mahmoudi for actually giving us the opportunity to be the first speaker at this tech event. I think the idea is amazing, brilliant. The venue is amazing, actually, especially at night. This is my first time at night. It looks extremely amazing. I mean, Mr. Hussein, you mentioned that we are lucky being in the UAE. It's definitely we are lucky being in the UAE. We are lucky being in Sharjah, and we are lucky having people and leaders leading such entities who are supporting entrepreneurship and supporting entrepreneurs such as Tawsil or owners of Tawsil. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Sarmad, for telling the story of Tawsil. Why I think the story of Tawsil is different, and I just had a conversation with someone here, Rafiq, I think, yes. Tawsil's story is different because it was born as a unique idea. I mean, it was not like any other business that starts traditionally in the UAE, because people here usually look at what their friends are doing and they go and do and copy what their friends are doing. Especially I'm talking about small and medium businesses, and maybe more of a small businesses. And we have seen that in different sectors. I mean, especially in the F&B sector. Currently, I'm seeing the same hype going on in some of the sports sector. I started a couple of ventures before Tawsil, actually. I started my first company in 2008 before the crisis, and I was following the hype at that time. Before the crisis, everyone was going into the construction business, so I opened my first company in construction business. Then the global crisis hit in end of 2008. 2011, actually, we came up with an idea without even having a trade license, and I think our entrepreneurial spirit started at that time, where we created an exhibition and a seminar called إبداعات إماراتية or Emirati talents, we called it at that time, where we brought a couple of Emirati entrepreneurs who used to trade from their homes or through the social media or through the internet at that time. We gathered them in Al-Qasba, and the other day we did a small seminar where we brought some Emirati entrepreneurs, successful Emirati entrepreneurs, to talk to these talented people about their stories. So we made, good money without any trade, without having any trade license, actually. So after seeing the success with what we have done with this exhibition, we decided to open our first event management trade license, and we started doing different events. In 2013, I started the first CrossFit gym in the Emirate of Sharjah. I saw a gap in the market. CrossFit at that time was still new. Everyone was driving from Sharjah to Dubai to go to a gym only. So I was like, why don't we have a CrossFit gym in the Emirate of Sharjah? I started working on that, and I got funded by Khalifa Fund. They liked the idea, they funded the project, and I started CrossFit Hour in 2013 until 2017. 2017, I decided to exit. There were so many reasons, but my decision was to exit. Although a lot of people were telling me, don't exit, Muhammad, you are doing well. I told them, I think this is the right time for me to exit. I think the CrossFit is being a hype, and this hype might go down at any time. I want to exit when the business is at the top. And I think I made the right decision at that time. 1 month later, and I was actually every day in Muelih and looking at what's happening in Muelih. 2017, Khalifa Fund used to fund a lot of F&B projects in Muelih with what's happening in the university city, a lot of students, so many people are living nearby in the residential areas. So I saw an opportunity actually in F&B. Definitely there was an opportunity, but not opening another burger shop or opening another restaurant or opening another donor place. I said that I want to do something in the F&B, but to help everyone in Muelih and to serve everyone in Muelih rather than competing them. I don't want to compete them. I want to work with them and be a partner with these guys. So we had a trip, I think, to Kuwait, myself and Sarmad, and we thought about doing a delivery company and to deliver for these restaurants. And by this idea, we will convince them that we will help them to lower their cost, because eventually, if the restaurant is new, they don't know how many deliveries they will be doing. So we came up with a concept or an idea that all these restaurants pay per delivery. So they don't have to invest in the visa cost. They don't have to invest in the bike cost. They don't have to invest in the salary of this driver. And especially, they don't know how many deliveries this driver will be doing. So as a startup, it's better for you to pay per delivery rather than paying a fixed salary, investing in the bike, buying the bike, and going through the hassle and maintaining the bike and all of this. So again, the idea was an innovative idea. We did not copy anyone. We did our own homework. It was not something that everyone is doing. We will just go and copy others. And I think this what make a lot of businesses flourish. It's not about what I will do what others are doing. I will do something new. I will always think out of the box, and I will see the gap. Where is the gap? I will try to see where are these gaps, and I am going to fill these gaps. A new trend that I'm currently seeing, people young entrepreneurs, especially Emiratis, are opening these paddle courts. Believe me, in 1 year, they are going to be in big trouble. Because I think paddle is going to be another hype which is happening currently. In 1 year, this hype might go down. So be careful. If you are thinking about paddle, do your homework, do your due diligence, do your market study carefully. I mean, if you are going to open anything, you have to do your homework. You have to study your competition. It's not about this guy is doing well, I will definitely copy him and I am going to do well. I remember another story actually. We used to do the sales, myself and Sarmad, when we first started Tawsil, we used to go and knock the doors of the restaurants or the coffee shops. I went into one of the coffee shops. It was a new coffee shop, but an empty one. And the guy started complaining. We don't have customers. We saw X coffee shop opened here in Muelih. We are staying in Muelih and we thought of opening another one. just to have the number of customers that this coffee shop is having. Only because they saw that he has good number of customers, they went and opened something similar. I think it was not a wise decision actually from them. So I don't recommend that you follow the hypes. Just don't follow the hype. If you see everyone or if all of your friends and family are investing or opening something, a burger shop, a donor shop, a paddle court, please go and do something else. This is the advice that I have. Sarmad, I will keep it for you to talk about our new venture, maybe.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I think.
I thank you, Muhammad and Sarmad, for the introduction. I'd like to ask a few questions, because we have, I think, different group of people here. We have people who own companies. There are people, I see a lot of young people around as well, and some business owners and also government employees. My first question is, what are the key characteristics for an entrepreneur, in your opinion? If I also want to get into business, what should I keep in mind?
See, first of all, it's you have to believe in something, right? So you have to believe first in yourself. You know, I was working in sport before. I was the CEO of UAE Futsal League, and every time we had a national team match, I used to tell the guys, the players, you have three things to think about: believe in your ability, respect the ball, respect the opponent. You will win. If you do those three things, you're right there. You're 50% winning the match. As long as you believe in yourself, you want to do it, you believe in the product that you're going to make or service that you're going to provide, and then you believe and make sure that there is a demand, there is the other opponent there. Your opponent in this situation is the customer. So make sure that there is a customer base looking for this service. There is a problem that you're going to solve, and the goal is that, goal post where you're going to shoot the ball and goes in the goal and you're going to reach your target. There is an opponent team, right? So definitely you will have people who's going to defend you, who's going to trying to take the ball away from you, who want to beat you, they want you to fail. So all those things you have to study very well. You have to practice very well. You have to do your homework every single night, every single day. Read, get information, do research. Knowledge is extremely important where you as an entrepreneur or you want to do a business, you have to have all that information with you. That information turns to data, turns to easier decision making. Today in Tawsil, we are only working on data. We have a department called Data Analytics. They are reading numbers only. They are telling us 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. that many orders we have. So we make a decision that many riders we're going to put on those locations near those restaurants because these guys have the most orders. So all that information, again, goes back to money. As an entrepreneur, what you should have, we were discussing with a friend of ours yesterday about this point, and I told them, entrepreneurship is talent. And they said, no, it's hard work. I said, yes, but if you don't have it in you and you don't know it, you can't take it out there and you can't push for it. There is a lot of people what we see, especially the young guys, when they believe in a $1 billion idea, but they only believe in it. They have not talked to people, they have not networked the information, they didn't go around and did the proper homework. The minute they think they are failing, the minute that they're thinking they're not making money out of it, they just quit.
So are you saying that not everyone can be entrepreneur?
No, I'd say you might have a different level of talent, let's say, but again, as an entrepreneur, you have to have that vision, you have to have that goal. 99% of the time, you're not the guy who's doing the job. You're going to have a team for you to do it. As an entrepreneur, you do, as we call the dirty work, right? So that's what we did, me and Muhammad. I remember I became fat because maybe of tawsil. I used to eat 4 times lunch. I go to a restaurant and I need to impress the manager, right? So I eat the whole plate and then I say, can I talk to the manager? The manager comes like, listen, your food is so good, I eat it all. I want to eat every day here, okay? But I want it to be delivered. He said, oh, I don't have a delivery. I said, there you go. That's my business card. Call me, we start doing your delivery. Then I go move on to the next restaurant. So it's a way that you have to do the groundwork, you have to do the bootlegging and all this hard, basically your foundation. You have to do the foundation of every building. That's the main engineer who does the foundation. So the main entrepreneur who makes the foundation now. The fit out, the lighting, all the good other things, it's done by a team. And you have to choose your team wisely, especially as you grow. You gotta make sure your team is, or basically you become as good as what your team is.
Okay, perfect. So I will stop here, and I think we'll allow people to ask questions now and have interaction with audience. Please, whoever wants to ask questions, raise your hand, introduce yourself, and ask your question directly. So the floor is open for anyone who wants to ask question. Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Ali Sani. I'm a government employee. Just have a question, how you can identify a hype? As you have explained that the hype, it might start up and then it may go down. Thank you.
I think what makes a hype is when you are sitting in a majlis and 10 people want to open the same business. This is a hype for me, yeah.
Then you will restrict yourself with the local hypes. What about looking nearby and international hypes?
You have to start locally. If you want to go globally, you have to start locally. If you don't succeed locally, you will definitely not succeed internationally. First of all, you have to see what is happening all around you. If everyone is opening a paddle court and all of them are next to each other, people now are playing the paddle. I'm taking a paddle as an example because I see a lot of people are opening paddle courts currently, and this is definitely a hype in the UAE. I started playing paddle. I went 3-4 times. Now all paddle courts, believe me, today all paddle courts are fully booked. In 1 year, most of them will be empty, most of them, because I went couple of times, I stopped going. It was something for social media, I want to try, I tried 2-3 times, now I'm not interested anymore in it. Same goes for my brothers. They went 3-4 times, maybe they went 10 times. Last week I was chatting with them, oh guys, what happened with paddle? You stopped. I'm sure the same is happening with so many people. I have tried it actually in CrossFit, and this is something that I have learned from CrossFit. I started the first CrossFit gym. In 2-3 months, in the same building, another guy opened a CrossFit gym in the same building, just behind my gym, and he did not do well. Then he was like, I will move to another place. The only CrossFit gym that I know that still exists now is the one I used to own. The others are all gone. Another hype that started during COVID is delivery company. When we started our delivery company, it was something that we wanted to do. We did not copy anyone. When COVID hit, everything went online. People started opening their eyes about delivery. Believe me, every day someone is calling me or Sarmad who want to sit and know more about the delivery business. So again, they see that this is something that during COVID went up. We want to do it. We see Tawsil did well, but they did not see the miserable nights we went through. I mean, I used to stay in office until 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when the system used to close. We want to see how many deliveries we did, the complaints that are coming. We lost money. I even lost friends because they used to own restaurants and the service was bad. And I lost friends because of this. So there are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes. People just want to come and tap into something new just because this guy succeeded. It might work and it might not work, but being the first entry always give you a privilege actually. Being the first one who enter this market, you can, I mean, have a higher market share if you are entering the first one in the market. The reputation is definitely different. This guy started first. I know him. Your name will always be there as the first one who have started this. I'm saying this because I experienced this. This is not something that I have read in a book or something that someone have told me. I tried it with the CrossFit, and now the same thing with Tawsil actually.
I just one quick question. One thing, just a recommendation or an advice maybe. When there is a hype and you want to do that business because you see the hype is coming up, always have one major thing in mind, or basically plan it from day one, your exit plan. Make sure you put it up to a level that is sellable, that you could give it to someone else who's more interested to buy something ready, and then you exit. This is where you start making money. There's so many entrepreneurs that they have exited so many companies, and now maybe they own one or two only, but they exited maybe 8 or 9 companies. The reason for that was a hype. They go up the top, sell, and then they move on to the next step.
Okay, thank you. Any other question?
Hi, my name is Rasna. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also a marketeer. I lead companies in their marketing division. I actually have a question with regards to this concept of hype. Let's say, for example, an individual has the drive, they've got the cash to start a concept. They want to do business, but they don't want to fall into this trap of following the trend or following the hype. Now this question is directed to Your Excellency, does Sharjah Research and Technology Park have any sort of mentoring program or any sort of mechanism or workshops wherein they can identify certain gaps or certain ideas that could be, recommended or worthwhile for the youth to maybe start?
Thank you very much for the question. We have various enablers that help entrepreneurs address whatever questions they have. First of all, we have fascinating organizations here called Sharjah Entrepreneurship Center, led by a fascinating team. They provide all kind of advices, mentorship, support that any entrepreneurs require. The SRTI Park, we also have our own programs related to specific things. For example, last year we launched the Sharjah Advanced Industry Accelerator, and part of this accelerator, we provide mentorship, we provide coaching, we also connect the entrepreneurs to the industry leaders. So we have various type of programs that we develop to support entrepreneurs with their requirements. So the answer is yes. We have within our ecosystem here various support systems that we support entrepreneurs. So that's the answer. Thank you. Any other question? لا تفضل.
I think I want to add one more thing. The culture of entrepreneurship in the UAE in general, I think, is still immature. I mean, when you talk here about entrepreneurship, it's people want to open a small business. But I think now the perception that Muhammad has about entrepreneurship is different, extremely different. It's about how you exit, when you exit, because people here want the sustainability of the business. They want to keep the business just to say that I have this business, I'm the owner of this business. They just want to have this kind of owning something. But the exit is something good. Thinking about exit is something very important, because you might do the maximum profitability in your first 2-3 years, and then that's it. Instead of losing for 5-6 years, if you are making good money in the first 2-3 years, you can exit. And something that we have been doing currently is putting investors on board. I mean, in Tawsil, we sold on 2 different rounds of investments. First of all, we sold in 2018. It was a mistake, again, because we don't know, we were not so much educated about entrepreneurship. We sold 50% of the company. Now we realize that this was a mistake. But for us, I mean, it was good that we sold, because we learned from that mistake. Then we sold another percentage of the company. So the entrepreneurship culture here, and when we talk to our friends, oh guys, I mean, this happened with me at the beginning when I first exited from CrossFit Tower. Why did you sell? Why did you exit? Why you did not keep it? It was doing well, why you did not keep it? They don't know how much I made from this exit anyways. Then the same thing happened with Tawsil. Why did you sell a percentage? Okay, when I first started the company, the share used to be, let's say, 100 dirhams. I used to own 150%, Sarmad used to own 50% of that 100 dirhams. But today I am selling 50%, but the share is worth 1,000 dirhams. So 50% today is 10 times or 5 times better than my 50% that I used to own before. So young entrepreneurs here in the UAE don't think about, still they don't think about the valuations. So this is something I think Shara, maybe Hussein, through the Research and Technology Park, and even ourselves, I mean, as entrepreneurs, we have to educate people. We have to change the mindset of the entrepreneurs. It's not only, an entrepreneur is not just someone who owns a business, who thinks differently, who is willing to have more risk, to keep some of the shares for the benefit of the company. If this company is going to grow, yes, I will sell. In order to see this company growing in 2 to 3 years, it's fine. I will not take anything from the profits for 2-3 years, but then when the valuation will go times 15, times 16, I will make a good money out of it. And I think entrepreneurs also have to be flexible. You always have to be flexible, accepting different ideas, looking at different ideas. Again, having this mindset of it's fine, I am going to sell to grow the company and all of this.
Thank you, Muhammad. I am aware of the time and I want to keep it to 8:30. So I would like to now again hand over the mic to Muhammad and Sarmad to announce their new venture, which I think is going to be a very exciting one. And once they finish this, I will close this session with a closing remark. So Muhammad and Sarmad, please share with us the good news.
Sure. So I'll take it over from here. Ambience light. Actually, this is the first time we will, let's say, publicly announce it or publicly talk about it. We've been, again, as an entrepreneur, you have to do a lot of networking, a lot of information you got to get to people, and talk to the right people. Always talk to people. Always talk to people. Actually, one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm pitching the idea to my friends, which I know that they will never invest. And I know for sure they will never invest, but I call them and I practice my pitch with them. I say, listen, you got to invest in this, this. It's creative idea, blah, 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 blah. And I know from day one or from the first second, they will say, no, I don't have the money, or I'm not interested, or I'm just working in the government. I don't want to get involved into other businesses. But I'm now practicing so I can, sell it to Mr. Hussein.
So that's why Muhammad is talking to me.
Exactly. The idea is basically Muhammad used to go to few hikings and trekking and things like that with his colleagues at work. And then having that brain of being an entrepreneur, you look at everything differently. You look everything at the business side of it, right? So Muhammad decided, came to me at night. I was really tired, bombarded in Tawsil. It was a Tuesday night, I think. And because we have Americana on board with us, if anybody wants, not an advertisement, but anybody wants to eat pizza, Pizza Hut gives buy one, get one free on Tuesdays. It's a good idea. So it was a lot of orders, so we were trying to make sure that everything goes well. Comes to me, says, Sarmad, I have a business idea. I said, now at night? He said, yes. I said, okay. He said, we go hiking, we go all these things, we go trekking. And there's one guy that takes us to these places. There's one guy who is the guide. He's this, he's that. And but he doesn't take money. I'm surprised. He just do it for fun. And we told him, why don't you do, such a thing as a company and start making money of what you love to do? It's just simple. You're still going to go trekking. They're still going to go take a group of people doing it. Let them pay you for it. And the idea was, how do we make this guy or others like that and other vendors to make money from a lifestyle? This is a new lifestyle idea that comes up. People want to do outdoor activities, want to do adventures, want to do activities basically outdoors, especially after COVID or with COVID. People want to go to the nature more often and spend more time there. So we came up and we decided to do a company or a platform, basically, an online platform, which is similar to what we call as a booking.com, but for adventures only. So we want to make sure all the adventures, not only in the UAE, not only in GCC, not only in the Arab world, but globally, inshallah, we're taking this idea to go from Sharjah, SRTIP, to the world. Okay, that's what you guys just heard in the video. I like that note that was there. Again, the idea was there. Immediately we took action. The same thing what we did with Tawsil. The trade license was done with us, for us here. I'm not advertising Sharjah Research Technology Park, but it took us literally 30 minutes to get the license. And it took us, before we even finish our coffee, they gave us the trade license, we signed the documents, we're gone, we're ready to go. The name, we basically took the name on an over a weekend. We went to the desert, we started looking for a name. We came up with a name, very catchy name. We called our IT guys, like, you have to book the domain right now. It was at 11:30 at night. The guy was sleeping. He thought maybe something went wrong. I'm like, please wake up, book this, mughamar.com. And he's like, sir, I'll do it tomorrow. I was like, no, now. Mughamar.com is the next thing that's happening for all your adventures, all your activities that you want to do outdoors. So this is how mughamar.com was born. And this is where we want to take this platform, which will solve another gap, another issue, another problem in the market. where there is vendors, they don't have a marketing tool, or they don't have a place where everybody can see their activities. Plus, we're providing them a payment gateway system, so they're not left out the blue when I call a company and say, yeah, we are 15 guys, we want to do an adventure, 8 o'clock in the morning, Friday, I'm coming to you. And then at 7 o'clock in the morning, I call them, sorry, I have a headache, we're not gonna come. So that person or that vendor or that company have already did his scheduling, he has done all his preparation, maybe he got few guides that he has to pay them as well, and now he's left out the blue, zero payment, even maybe he's gonna lose money, and even he lost potential clients that might do this with him. So this is where we come with the idea to solve a problem. Again, for every entrepreneur, maybe you guys always hear this, is just to go ahead, find the problem, find the idea, solve the idea or solve the problem, but be very creative with it. Be very, let's say, put your own touches to it. And I always had the problem, and Muhammad knows, we have an events management company, it's called 82 Events. That company, I'm attached to that company emotionally. I'm not even business-wise. I'm so connected to 82 Events that I think this is my fourth kid, you know. And I think for entrepreneurs, don't get attached to your business emotionally. Believe in your idea, believe in the concept, believe in the business model, but let it go emotionally. Like what Muhammad said, eventually you have to sell some. Eventually you have to bring round of investors on board. Eventually you might exit and you might not be there. Maybe you sell the majority. For me, for example, I'm the CEO of Tawsil right now, but any time our investors will say, Sarmad, we want to change the CEO, you come sit on our side as board of directors, and we'll bring another CEO. So I won't be attached emotionally to Tawsil, right? Because if I do that, I'll start thinking with my heart, not with my brain. So this is going back to Mughamar. This is how Mughamar.com started. For English speaker, Mughamar means adventurer. You know, we always, if you look at how we name our companies, are always an Arabic name which can be said very easily in English. So Tawsil is a delivery in English. So our company is called Tawsil, and now Mughamar is the adventurer, and we are doing this, and I think we're almost 90% ready to launch. And definitely, Mr. Hussein, I think we'll be doing our launch here as well. We want to do it with the hype, with something that we're so proud of to be part of this place. So we definitely want to take advantage of, a beautiful venue like this and launch Mughamar.com. Hopefully, end of Jan or early February, we are doing it. And and this is where we want to take it to.
Thank you, Sarmad, and inshallah, I wish you all the best. From the little talk I had with Muhammad and Sarmad over the past 10 days talking about Mughamar, I can see the difference in the language when I was talking to them 4 years ago about Tawsil. So there is definitely a lot of maturity in the language, and this is takes me to the point, or to the conclusion of this event. Is really entrepreneurship is a culture and mindset and drive, and there are lots into it to really make it happen. This country is a 50 years old country, and it was built based on using the government funds and oil and gas and others to create what we have today. But the next 50 years is a year for innovation, for knowledge economy, for entrepreneurship. And when I say this, is not only this is addressed to local, but also all the citizens of this country. The country expect. Today I had a minister of science here, and she met a group of interns within at SRTIP, and she was asking them, what do you want to do? They said, we would love to work for SRTIP. She said, no, we want you to start your own business and forget about jobs with government or jobs. I think this next 50 years is an amazing opportunity for all the young people and everyone, because the government is investing a lot in enablers that can help you really excel and grow. A project like this we did not have a couple of years ago. Today it is here, it's building a global innovation ecosystem that can help you excel and grow. For example, you've probably saw the Sharjah Open Innovation Lab. This type of platform did not exist. Today we have them. It can enable you to create your smart manufacturing and taking advantage of this. Today, Sheikh Mohammed was talking about UAE being the second country globally in vaccination. These are big, big, big opportunities. The whole world is closed except Dubai and UAE. And this is something that we all should leverage and build on and look in the future. And I will encourage you to take advantage of this. I will encourage you to study. It's very important, like my colleagues here explained. You have to understand, you have to read, you have to get your hand dirty. This is not a club or something nice to do. If you really are serious, you have to get your hand dirty. You have to walk the talk. I've seen Muhammad. I used to go to his office around 12 midnight, seeing him with the bikers and all the problems with the bikes. I've seen them, and I've seen how much work they've put into this. So you have to be persistent. You have to be focused. You have to really be serious. And you have to also sharpen your skills, your marketing skills, your financial skills, your relationship, your leadership skills, your communication skills. These are very important for you, inshallah, to develop, for you to be able to excel. Here at SRTI Park, we are creating various enablers. Not only the physical enablers where you see all these facilities, but no, we are now introducing things like investor network, angel investor network. So if you are short of money, you will have investors around you. You will have different enablers around you, legal support, consultants, others. So the future is yours. I hope this was a useful session for all of you. I would like to thank you to be part of this evening. Thank you, Muhammad and Sarmad, for your time. We wish you really, all the success with what you are doing. And I really very proud to have a startup from Sharjah that is growing regionally, that is sharing best practices and insight to our people here. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.